What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Boosted Jayden YouTube channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different, which is we're going to install this steering wheel to the TM-sqaure. This steering wheel was in fact a gift from its original owner in Japan, and I was very lucky that the previous owner of TM from Auckland kept this and the quick release boss kit and decided to sell it to me. So let's put this in and reunite TM with some of our old parts. Before we get into the video, it's very important that before you install any steering wheels, boss kits, or fiddle around with airbags, especially car electronics are very sensitive, what you want to do is you want to always disconnect your battery. I would probably recommend taking both terminals off myself, but I'm just going to do that negative because I know that the negative is sufficient. Have it to the side there, don't have it touching any metal just to be safe. Something very important to note is that there are two screws, one there and one on the opposite side of the steering wheel. You want to undo those. In my case, I went to undo those. They were really tight, so I naturally went down to Suzuki dealership and said, look, can you just undo a couple of screws for me? And then things started getting burred and damaged, as you'll be able to see if the camera will focus. Literally burred them, which I'm not happy about it, by the way. So I naturally then got in touch with the previous owner of TM-sqaure and said, hey bro, how do we sort this out? He told me exactly how to sort it out, and he was bang on the money and right. So we're now going to put the camera in the pod and we're going to undo those screws, and then we're into this video. Alrighty, so I didn't think this out very well because the steering wheel isn't even straight. So you want to take a star tool, screwdriver, T60 something, I forget what it is now, but you want to take that tool, and because I've already pre-loosened them off with the previous owner's advice, we'll just now unscrew them. So pretty much you're going to unscrew them to a certain point. They'll never come right out, but you should be able to fully loosen them off. I just put one finger in front of the bag here, and I can actually feel it coming out. And there it goes. And then the other side. And then the other side needs a little bit more. And there it goes. And then the airbag has literally come off. But what I will do, before we go in there removing anything, we'll just test to make sure that we have the correct size socket. That's an 18. This one's a 19, which is going to be far too big. So we're probably about an 18, possibly even a 17. Before I disconnect anything, I really want to undo that bolt. So we're going to move the airbag up over the wheel somehow, nice and carefully. We're going to take the biggest tool that I have, which is a breaker bar and an extension, and then our bolt. We're just going to carefully, gently turn it off, and it is loosening, which is good. Before we get started, I just wanted to show you the quick release boss kit. So it's quite a nice one. It's only ever been used on TM. This was not for any other car to my knowledge. And here's the works bell, and it's quick release. I'm not too impressed about all the the paint coming off it, but there could be options to probably powder coat that or something actually in the yellow to match TM-sqaure. So that's pretty cool. I'm actually really unsure how to hook this thing up, so we're going to be doing it as we go. The Sparco wheel, which is pretty nice, it's almost in brand new condition. The yellow on the top's really in good condition and it feels really nice. Accompanied by the Sparco horn button. And on the rear there it says made in Italy. So we have to assume it's a genuine, which I don't think that the previous owners of TM would put fake Sparco and fake quick release kits on it, but you know, stranger things would surprise you. But I'm pretty happy with that, so I'm really excited to actually get them installed. Now that all of our bolts are loose, battery is disconnected again, we can now proceed on to the next stage. Yeah, there's definitely no power going there. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to undo... I can't remember how you get this airbag thing out. Now that I have the correct tool, we can now proceed to lift out that airbag connector. Using a 17mm, undo the bolt. I can't get the pin out, so just use a screwdriver if you need to. You can then proceed to remove this wheel, but you want to do so carefully, removing that connector tab again. So just use the screwdriver and carefully lift it up. That connector will stay with that, and then that is how you remove your factory steering wheel. Next, we're going to remove all of these screws from this boss kit as quick as possible. And 6, problem with this that you got to be really careful of is that you got to make sure that you're putting this on the right way. Now that the plate is off this, we can see that there is a line up on here, a dot, and there's a dot to there, so that we can't really get it wrong really. Stick this in to there. I presume that that one's power, I presume that one's earth. I mean, you should never presume when you're dealing with wiring, but sometimes you've got no choice but to take a stab in the dark. Like, why aren't these two wires, why are they not color coded? Well, because you can tell that that one's an earth, obviously, and that one will be power because, well, nothing else is power. Now that we've got those on, put that on like that. Next, we're going to, don't know how this exactly works, but I'm thinking that this one is going to clip into here because it's read into quite a nice looking connector actually, and then that one is probably gonna screw onto there or screw onto something metal, I'd imagine. Yep, it definitely will. We haven't got our airbag resistor. To cancel the airbag, you get one of these airbag resistors, which pretty much all it is that it's a special fuse put onto a set of wires with some of those recharge capacitors, which allow it to fool the airbag into thinking that it's still there. You have your pins in there. You just want to put one on one side carefully, and you want to put the other in the other side nice and carefully as well, and then that should be enough to do it. What I'm going to also do is tape that on using 3M electrical tape. You want to peel your ends a little bit, and then I just want to literally wrap this around it, and then you want to put some tape around the main connector itself. Failing to do this may mean that it might short on metal over time, or it could just come loose. Trouble you'll then have is that it'll trick your Airbag computer and it'll blow it up. And the only way to clear that code will be to do a full Airbag computer replacement. I should know, it's happened to me only 5 times. That's only $600 worth of those stupid computers. Before you continue any further, you want to put your bolts in place. Maybe I just got a little bit too ahead of myself with that one. We'll do the airbag resistor, we'll worry about that one. So putting our bolt back in place. I did bump the camera, apologies for that. Tighten it up. And I'm just going to go like 2 3/4 turns. One more just for good measure. And that should be more than enough. I mean, it ain't going to come off. I'm going to tuck my airbag resistor in around there. And then we have got to hook up our horn button, sticking that in behind there, and then we're gonna put this behind. Alright, so it's a lot harder than it actually looks. You need to get all of these to sit in behind it, and then this stupid bit of wire here, I just can't help but feel like this is going to be a problem, eh? This airbag resistor, like, I don't know. I've had a lot of issues with these cars in the past, and it doesn't matter about the airbags because they're all getting deleted anyways. But if I could keep the computer from thinking that there's all these problems when, well, in theory there actually are, it'll just give me a little break from the problem. Next, you want to put your screws in place. So I'm going to put 2 in place there just to hold it. And then we're going to take our Allen key, wherever I put it, here. And then we're going to put the rest of them in. Tighten up these screws. Next, you want to put all of these screws in, which are fairly straightforward. You just put them in and then screw them in. This is something that's very special for me, having this installed, because as I said in the start of the video, this steering wheel was a gift from TM's original owner, her first owner. Her first owner in Japan, who I believe to have been a guy named Tom, owned this car, and he also owned the company called TM-sqaure. This is something really exciting for me because I've had this steering wheel in boss kit since I got the TM Swift, but I had never had the chance to put it on before because TM had been nothing but issues. And don't get me wrong, she still is, but at least this way I'm giving TM back some of her goodies. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your quick release part, and I'm going to stick it on, and it looks actually really straight. And then we have this little cover here which goes over the top, and then I actually think that this is the stage where the steering wheel goes on. I need to find out which one of those is negative and which one's positive, because it's not labelled, which it should be. So I'm going to go and consult with the Daily Swift and see how the daily one is hooked up, and I'll be back in 1 minute. Alright, I have consulted with the Daily Swift, and it would appear that this one here is positive and this one is negative. Plug those in, And now we're gonna hook some power up to it and just make sure that it works. The answer is yes, it does work. Next we're gonna actually take the steering wheel itself, which, whoa, you aren't even gonna be able to see that very clearly. But we're going to put the steering wheel on. Now we're just going to screw it into it directly, because I can see problems arising with the steering wheel, and this is before I even get it installed to be able to use it. These are the parts that I brought a very long time ago, and I haven't had the chance to actually put them all on yet. And you know, that's for a lot of reasons. But these products were not cheap. Like, this steering wheel was like 450 New Zealand dollars for the steering wheel and the quick release kit, which is a fair price. Every time it gets me. Okay, so it definitely works, and it's definitely all installed. Does it quick release? There it goes, and then that would be what I carry around the supermarket with me, and we leave it like that. And it'll only go on one way, so you have to like get it bang on where it's supposed to go. Now I think we can put some power to it. And the start test, I'm not seeing an airbag light, I'm seeing a seatbelt warning light, a door open light, a brake light, and a very suppressed fuel light. This is gonna be out the gate. I can't wait to take this for a spin. Now that the whole steering wheel and boss kit is installed, I'll show you how you quickly release it, just like that. And then when I go to like a supermarket or wherever I go, I take my steering wheel with me and I literally walk around with it. And then to put it back on, well, it'll only go back on one way. Move it into reverse. It's a bit hard to get into reverse sometimes. Then we're going to reverse it up. To about here. And then we're just going to drive forwards and just make sure that that steering wheel is straight. I think it's pretty close. Alright everyone, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed the Sparco steering wheel and quick release kit install. That steering wheel and that boss kit has been with the car its whole life. It's been through the last 3 owners, me, the previous owner, and the original owner of TM-sqaure. So I'm very happy to have that steering wheel back with it. So let's wrap it up there. Follow me on Instagram. Link will be on the screen and in the description box. Also, like this video if you liked it. Dislike it if you didn't. I have no gripes about whether you like it or dislike it. To be honest, it helps me get my statistics better, and it helps me to improve these videos so that people do want to watch them. Also, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll catch you in the next one.